Let's see what Jordan Daly does now. Last time he kicked it off, he tried a onside kick, and he went 9 yards. Trying again. This one's high. We got ourselves an offside penalty.
That'll be against Granite State.
Against Granite State. So we've had 3 penalties on the kickoffs so far in this game. There's 2 now. Second flag came up.
Do we hear 3?
Okay, let's see what we got here. What is the calls here? I believe they're both against Granite State. The officials conferring things over. And let's see what we got here as they come to the 50-yard line. We got an offsides. That's against Granite State. Then we got a personal foul against Granite State. Let's see what Steve Johnson's going to do.
He's saying I take the 15-yarder.
Now, will they have to kick the ball? They got to kick the ball off again because it was a dead ball. It was a dead ball foul.
Personal foul though on that.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're getting some help from the coaching staff here, clarifying what is going to happen. I didn't know if the Greenjackets, after the ball was dead, but the ball was dead. Actually, what happened was because it was a dead ball foul, they have to kick it. They could not. The play was called blown dead on the 5-yard penalty. The 15-yard penalty came after the whistle came, and the Greenjackets player was trying to recover the fumble. Recover the kick.
So you got Johnson back there with Brian Thomas, and I can't catch who's on the near side. But you got 3 speedsters along with Eric France here. I would roll them up a little bit.
All right, here we go. The kick is now at the 24-yard line. And this is again an onside kick.
Oh, get on it.
Ball is loose, but it's recovered by Brian Thomas at the 41-yard line.
So we're going to be at about the 45-yard line.
That's where you got to listen. If somebody's sitting there like Brian Thomas, I got it, everybody's got to clear out of there. That could have been a catastrophe for Glens Falls.
So with 3:10 left till halftime, Greenjackets leading 14-12. They'll take over on the 40. Actually, they spotted it. Where are they spotting it here? They gave it to the 45-yard line. So let's see who comes out on this set of plays. It will be Jack Miller. So Jack Miller will be under center this time.
Obviously, Granite State not wanting to take a chance kicking it deep and having Glens Falls take advantage of their speed.
This is the first time we've seen James Prastio alone in the backfield with Miller. Fake the handoff, screen, complete to Joe Wiggins. To the 40, 35, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 33-yard line. That's 12 yards and a first down.
Nice block there, and I want to say, because he's got the other kind of tinted visor, Dylan Alicia with a good block, springing Wiggins along the sideline for the extra yardage. And talk about how precise Miller was in the pocket. 1-2, delivers the ball with zip. Wiggins gets it in stride. Nice block. That's how you move the ball up the field.
Again, James Prastio Jr. in the backfield with Jack Miller. From the pistol formation, 3:04 left, 1st and 10 from the Destroyers 33. And this is Jimmy Prastio. He's got some room. To the 30, 25, up the sideline to the 20, inside the 15, and they will mark him out of bounds at the 15-yard line. That's another first down, 18 yards on the carry for James Prastio Jr.
And Miller, good awareness, taking that snap low, and somehow in a nice smooth motion, getting the ball to Prastio, who gets to the edge, a little shake and bake, and then accelerates again for the additional yardage.
The offensive calls by the Greenjackets today have been outstanding. I know we talked about the struggles offensively, but between seeing James Prastio Jr. alone in the backfield, either Jack Miller or Caleb Condon, and the 3-man backfield with Torres
and Bernard
and Prastio, the Greenjackets have done an outstanding job. I said credit to the offensive line. Here's Prastio going inside, following his blockers, gets to the 10, and that's where he's tackled after a gain of 5.
Nice gain. Jimmy, when he got in the pile, was starting to get stopped, but somehow he just got this knack for not only keeping his feet driving, Kenny, but he turns his shoulders and his hips just enough to either get into the second level like I was talking about earlier in the game, or to be able to lean forward and get that extra yard or two.
We're seeing Kyle Bernard in the game. One thing I love about James Prastio is when he decides to go inside, he's got a great vision of where the hole is going to be.
Yes.
And as he said, we know that the offensive line has struggled this year for the Green Jackets. They are playing at a high level tonight. I got to give those 5 guys up front. Here's Jimmy Prastio again. And he'll break a tackle and get back to the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and about 4.
I mean, the only thing you really judge is holding some blocks a little bit longer. The fullback on that play being Bernard could just hold that block a little longer, maybe gets that extra yard or two for Prastio.
And with that, we take it to the 2-minute timeout. With 1:58 left, Green Jackets leading 14-12. Ken Lucchese, Tim Drawbridge.
T-shirts available for your pleasure. Stop by and see Terry tonight. Sweet talker, you might get a deal.
I know many of my friends who are not from the city, being a guy who 37 years ago left New Jersey to move up here to us to have a radio career, and letting my friends in high school and college and getting people telling me, a couple of my female friends from high school say, "Oh yeah, I tell my husbands about you," and we try to tune in for a little bout. I said, "I hope you told them I was nothing like that in high school." He goes, "Don't show. I hope you didn't show them the high school yearbook photos because they'll say that was him." Ooh, yeah, that's scary.
Hold on, those are the pictures of you in the rage pit over at the Glens Falls
No,
Civic Center.
no, that's not me. Miller looking to throw for the end
As a
zone.
receiver.
Got a receiver.
Oh!
Incomplete.
That's incomplete.
Isaiah McLaughlin, he's going to want a jugs machine for Christmas.
So either that or get him the Lester Hayes size sticker.
Just missing on that.
I don't know if they sell it anymore, but you can find it on you can probably find it on Amazon or eBay. Probably it's got the old Lester Hayes size. If you remember Lester Hayes, number 37 of the Oakland Los Angeles Raiders. Yeah. 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
I thought they had it in the back room at Costco.
Oh, yeah. Either that or BJ's Wholesale, I don't know. Kyle Bernard in the backfield, 4th and 5. Miller looking to throw for the end zone, wide open. Let's see if there's going to be a flag in the play. That's good coverage. Led his receiver perfectly, and that was on the, what was that? I'm looking to see who the receiver was. Was that McLaughlin, number 13?
You
Right
had
with the helmet on.
Prastio and McLaughlin.
Okay, so one of those two.
And on the other side, this is what happened with Miller making the decisive read to go right. You had Labshire wide open by at least 15 yards, nobody around him over in that far corner end zone.
And that's learning. That's one of the things. Young quarterbacks, they talk about the learning experience. Jay Conn will bring him over. Steve Johnson will talk to him. Andy Goddard will give him a pat on the back and say, "Hey, look, here's what's going on." Vision. Okay?
You see Coach Condon right now, the two of them walking step by step. Jack's explaining what he saw, what he was thinking. Jay's telling him kind of what he saw from the sidelines. And that's one of the things Coach Johnson said about Jack Miller, is having the conversations with the coaches, with the receivers, with Caleb. And it's really a great thing to see out of an 18-year-old quarterback.
And Kalmaridis looking to throw. Got a receiver open. That's Bolduc. And Bolduc gets out of bounds at the 17. So that'll be a gain of 7. 2nd and 3 with 1:40. Green Jackets leading 14-12. They will get the football to start the second half as they won the toss. And of course, as we always say, you know the 3 words, elected to defer. Okay?
So they get the ball in the second half.
Yes.
Okay.
I liked it better when they said they elect to kick.
Oh, it's kind of like listening to Dave Pasch with the opening game with Iowa State and the Jayhawks today. The line to gain.
Oh, yes.
I heard that in girls flag football. I'm like, first down, 1st and 17, 1st and 12.
Yes. And here's the pass, complete. Oh, what a beautiful juggling catch by number 86. I believe that is Sean McGarvey or number 88, Vinny DiPiero. And it's McGarvey. Actually, is it 86, Tim?
Yes, it was McGarvey.
So with 1:22, Schroeder's going to hurry up, and they will spike the football.
Good to see.
Connor Hermanson breathing down the neck of Comaritas.
And
So
looking,
first and 10. So
Second and 10 from 41.
Looking back at the game stats again, Granite State didn't have a lot of receivers playing for them. And again, with what is happening with their
story from their part of the Colonial Conference, it's nice to see how Coach Ray Rizzi and player Ray Rizzi has been able to keep this team going, and the young players are stepping up in similar nature to what Glens Falls is experiencing too.
oftentimes when a team starts off 0-4, you see things that you see players saying, oh, I don't know about this. They leave saying, you know what, I can't take the losing. You get the young players who want to step up. Here's Comaritas, got some room. He'll take it himself to the 45, up to the 50. Gets tackled at the 49.
Barreto.
Todd Barreto on the tackle. And it'll be third down and about 2.
You had Barreto and Romeo Maldonado sitting there in the middle. Comaritas avoided Maldonado, but Barreto was there.
Inside minutes of play, Comaritas fumbles the football on the snap, looking to throw one up, and that's going to be incomplete. Nobody in the area as they was looking for, again, Sean McGarvey, number 86. There were 2 men deep for the Greenjackets, but he just threw that up and just got it away from everybody.
And he's lucky because Tyler Brown's back there playing center field. You know Tyler's got that nose for the football, and he can be like a laser in tracking down one of those, oh, I'm just going to throw it away.
So 4th down and 2. Clock stops with 46 seconds following the incomplete pass. Greenjackets leading by 2. They will get the football to start the second half. Greenjackets got stopped at the 10-yard line.
Big play, big play.
Comaritas is the quarterback. He's got Rizzi in the backfield.
Pressure's coming.
And he will look to take it himself.
Backed
He's got
out.
enough room. He's a little foot pass to number 8. It is Matt Bolduc on the carry, and he gets out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
That's just a sandlot play. I mean, we talked about Brent Favre and how good he was with selling the play fake and what Miller and Condon were doing for Glens Falls. Talk about just Brett Favre-esque. I'm going to roll. Oh, I'll just tipsy-toe the ball over Barreto to my receiver and get the first down.
That was a playground play you drew in the dirt, but in this case, you drew up in those little pebbly things that these artificial turf fields have. Whether they're made of rubber or what is it, coconut fibers they use now? I think coconut fibers the other ones.
I don't think they're healthy, though.
I wouldn't want to be near them, yeah, me neither. So 1st and 10 from the 30. Comaritas looking for
Got
the
a receiver.
And a little too far from a Garvey. Now, we know that Jordan Daly can kick. Does he have field goal range? That's what I want to know. He made one in week when these two teams met in the 10-10 tie. He was 1 for 1 there. So let's see what his range. We'll see are we in his range, or do they have to get a lot closer for him
I
to
want to
attempt?
say that kick was from 32 or 33, so
yeah,
they've got to get the ball to the
range.
15.
This would be at least 47 yards
Yeah.
if we stop him with 30 seconds left. Comaritas has got Ray Rizzi in the backfield. He's also the head coach, so he's doing double duty here while this team is shorthanded because of injuries and attrition. Comaritas in trouble, looking to throw over the middle. Almost picked off by Martinez. That's Jaden Whitting Martinez.
That was a great read by Whitting Martinez. Comaritas came back to the receiver. There's Whitting Martinez just reading the quarterback's eyes.
3rd and 10 from the 30 with 26 seconds left till halftime. This is the early game. Everybody got underway, as I see what my cell phone says, about 18 minutes ago. So we will have no scores for you at all when we get to the half. Sometimes earlier in the season, we'd have weeks where you got games starting at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5, 4:30. And by the time we get to halftime, we would have something for you, but we are the early one.
They were waiting for the beginning of the Travers.
Of course. Comaritas, 3rd down, looking for a throw.
Got a receiver.
Open. Is that one intercepted?
Tyler Brown.
And
Hey, are we taking a knee?
it is intercepted by Tyler Brown.
Take a knee.
And it'll be first down. Greenjackets stop them on the 3rd down on the interception by Tyler Brown. First and 10 from the 5, 18 seconds left. Coach, you're saying?
Halftime video? Yes, but we're going to check audio. Audio's best.
It's kind of like sliding a second, fly over the back, and boom, right back.
The other thing is you got to protect football going down like that is you don't want to do it, especially when it goes into the big up. That sometimes Race is throwing them up, looking for a receiver to get it. You got these 50-50 balls. So he's had some signals as well. So it could be Miller to. Here we go. Miller, he'll take the knee.
Switch over.
Miller takes the knee.
Smart move. You're going to ball coming out the second half, and you're up by 2.
And your offense has been moving the ball, and your defense has shown the propensity to be able to stop this offense until they start going sandlot on you.
So we reached the halftime. It's Glens Greenjackets 14, Granite State Destroyers 12. Before we go to break, this is the first time, like I said, we've had wind in the booth, so my papers are flying around. Greenjackets took a 6-0 lead. They won the toss, elected to defer. On the first play from scrimmage was a bad handoff from the quarterback Kamaritas to Ray Rizzi. It was recovered by the Greenjackets. 3 plays, 26 yards later. It was Jack Miller on a run, making the score 6-0. Go to the second quarter. Greenjackets gave up the ball after a punt on the 6-yard line. This was at the end of the first. The Destroyers came back with a 94-yard drive. Kamaritas connecting on to Tyler Shattuck on a 27-yard touchdown pass. The kick was no good. That was the score, tied at 6. Now, Greenjackets right afterwards took advantage of an onside kick that only went 9 yards, so they only had a short field. They started at the Granite State 44. They would go 44 yards, combination of Kyle Bernard, James Prastio Jr., and Bernard took it in from 4 yards out. The 2-point conversion, which was just good old rugby scrum, push up the middle and let the big uglies do their thing. As Miller took it in, making 14-6. Then, again, following an interception, Dale Connie threw a pick to Rodriguez. Rodriguez threw it down the sideline all the way to the 7-yard line. 2 plays later, Camarades was running in from 1 yard out. 2-point conversion, so good. And that's where how Greenjackets team forces team as well. We're going to take time out. When we come back, we'll have third quarter action for you here. Lansingburg High School, it's Glens Greenjackets 14, Granite State Destroyers 12. You are watching Glens Greenjackets football on GreenJacketsFootball.com. Back to the guns. Back to Lansingburg High School, getting ready for second half action. It's the Glens Greenjackets 14 and the Granite Destroyers 12. As we get set for second half action, the Greenjackets will be receiving the football after they push one toss into third.
We are all set for second half action. The Greenjackets lead 14-12 over the Destroyers. And we thank you for joining us tonight for Military Appreciation Night with your Greenjackets.
The Greenjackets are winning the tie.
The Destroyers will kick off to start the second half.
As coming in tonight, the Greenjackets are 1-7-1. Destroyers still looking for the first win at 0-8-1. And at the beginning of the week, we're looking at these things and saying, okay, what's going to happen? This is going to be a pride thing. Get a win, build for next year. Then you find out in 5 keep playing the playoffs. And this is what's good to see.
So it's kind of complicated.
Side of the field to 40, 45, 50 in the territory of the Granite State Destroyers. He goes out of bounds at the 47-yard line. So Jordan Whittington Martinez with a nice return off of the quarterback to start the second half.
48-yard line.
Hey, don't forget, you gotta be proud of
But nonetheless, that kick by Granite State, you can see was hanging up there. Nice returner. But Saul's being able to just steal the ball and get a nice return.
First and 10 for the Greenjackets from their 48. Kyle Bernard, Marcus Torres are in the backfield, along with James Prastio as Miller.
Hey, we gotta go, we gotta go.
Under center.
More of a old school wishbone formation.
And handoff inside to Kyle Bernard. No, actually, Miller on the, he faked me out. Miller on the keepers, got some room. 45, 40, following his blockers, 35, 30, still at the sidelines, out of bounds at the 27-yard line. 21 yards, man, the old quarterback, I got fooled by the quarterback, the quarterback run-pass option.
And how many different positive things can we talk about on that play? The fake handoff, reading his blockers, reading the right side, was getting stonewalled, the acceleration to the near side, sticking behind his blocker, Patty Lyman, and then smartly getting out of bounds and not taking the hit, realizing let's play for our next down, our next series of downs.
That was such a beautiful ball fake on the handoff, on the fake handoff to Bernard. Wishbone formation.
Yeah.
And Bernard will take it, and he will be stopped for a gain of a yard maybe or two.
Initial contact by Tyler Shattuck, but Bernard kind of pulling a Jim Prastio there. He was able to shape the high attempt by Shattuck. Again, you got to get a running back down from the waist down through the ankles. But Shattuck bounces off, two players come up. No gain, loss of a yard, but still great effort by Kyle Bernard.
They actually gave him no gain, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Just underway here in the second half. Greenjackets on the first possession here in this third quarter. Marcus Torres will go out into a slot receiver position with Kyle Bernard in the backfield to the left of Jack Miller. And we've got ourselves a flag on the play.
Delay a game. And it is.
Game is the call against the Greenjackets.
I like.
He's done with James Prastio too, which would be the traditional offensive set that the Greenjackets like to run.
They need to hurry up in that huddle.
Jack Miller's got to be a little more decisive in that huddle, and I agree with him. Here we go. And they do. Low snap. Fake the handoff.
Prastio was looking to
and
throw.
that's Jimmy Prastio, and he will lose a couple of yards. About 2, so we'll bring up a 3rd down and about 1.
So I like the different looks. Maybe we're going to one too many different newer plays because we haven't seen that one all season. I would go back to something Miller's comfortable regarding the passing aspect of the offense so he can just kind of get the ball out of his hands to the outside quick.
2 down territory. 3rd and 14. 3 men in the backfield. Hand off to James Prascio. He's got some room. 30 to the 25, and he gets to the 24, so he's got more than half of what he's gained. This could be a very manageable 4th and 6 coming up for the Greenjackets.
Good call. Prascio, nice blocking on the right side of the Glens Falls offensive line. Prascio barrels over Christian Smith, and Tyler Shattuck was able to lasso him down.
There was Tariq Minix. Went down for a second, but he looked at the official, said, pointed down, it's just time to shoot. So 4th down and 7. They've got to get to the 17.5 yard line. So we'll make it 4th and 7.
10 seconds, we gotta go.
For the Greenjackets. Here comes the blitz. And the handoff to Kyle Bernard. Bernard looking to turn it upfield, and it'll be stopped at the 25 by number 47. That is Bob Cote. And Greenjackets get stopped. Turnover on downs. And Kyle Bernard is a little dinged up. Looks like the ribs.
Nice play by the middle linebacker of Granite State. Bernard trying to patiently follow his blockers. Probably waited a little too long, and that gave Cody enough time to the linebacker position to get Bernard and the turnover on downs.
So 1st and 10 for the Destroyers at their 26-yard line. 14-12 is your score. Greenjackets leading by 2. Cruz Camaritas in the back is the quarterback. In the backfield, he's got Ray Rizzi, who's doubling also as the head coach and running back.
A little pistol action.
And fake. Camaritas looking to throw. He's got a wounded duck. And this one is caught. We got a flag on the play. And that was caught by 86, Sean McGarvey, but I think that's coming back because they got him on a push, an offensive pass interference.
Yeah, you could see the push. It was subtle. Crawford slides down to the ground, and the reason why the receiver is able to make the catch.
So that'll move it back 15 to the 11. So 1st and 25 now.
Pass interference is the call against Granite State.
Second time that's happened for the Destroyers. They had one that happened in the end zone. And they'll move it back. 15-yard penalty. Just far enough away so you don't have to worry about half the distance to the goal line. So 1st and 25. Got to get to the 36-yard line for the 1st down. Camaritas with Rizzi in the backfield. 2 wide receivers split out to either side. And set up a screen. Complete. Wow. Ball caught. Tackled for no gain.
Did Eric France absolutely sniff that one out? Completely read that. The quick ball movement out of the hands of Camaritas, and France just closed in like a missile.
2nd down and 16. They actually lost. 2nd down and 26. They actually lost a yard. Bring it back to the 10. We made it through 5 minutes of this 3rd quarter. 14-12 Greenjackets. And Camaritas will look to throw. He's got some protection, flush out of the pocket, rolls to his left. He'll take it himself up to the 15, to the 20, and he is stopped there at the 25-yard line. He'll bring up a 3rd down and 11.
Gotta be careful, play to the whistle, which they did, but it's just one of those things we've seen in the previous home games, the flying of the flags, and you don't want to start seeing that happen here in the second half.
Especially in those plays that occur after the whistle. Those are the killers. All right, 3rd down and 10 for the Destroyers.
Winning 50-50 ticket. Get your tickets ready to go. See who's going to cash in tonight.
14-12 is your score. Go ahead.
Big play for your defense. Need to be able to make the stop.
Long snap count for Camaritas. Got it. Looking to throw. In trouble. He's got a wide open receiver. Too far. He's looking for a Garvey, and he'll bring up a 4th down. And that'll bring up a punting situation for the Destroyers.
If Garvey was more square, more precise on his route, that would have been for a completion.
Stop by and see Terry to pick up your cash all of the night. Don't spend it all in one place.
And it looks like let's see what they're going to do. I think they're going to are they going to go for it? They're going to see. I think they're going for it on 4th down and 10. Well, what they will do is let's see what happens here. 4th and 10. They've got an excellent punter and kicker. Here comes a man in motion.
Yeah, I know.
And they're going for it. Camaritas looking to find, looks for the check down, trying to find someone
As a
throwing
receiver,
downfield.
got him.
In and out of the hands at the 40-yard line. And the Greenjackets take over on downs. But we have a flag on the play.
I believe that was Troy Shattuck.
And an offside against the Greenjackets. They'll make it 4th and 5.
Wide open over the middle. Greenjackets, count your lucky blessings because he had some real estate to move.
4th down and 5.
Again, the Greenjackets getting a little too aggressive on these plays where if they had stayed onside, they could have easily had the ball in excellent field position. Instead, now they make it a 4th and 5, and they give the Destroyers a chance to get an easier shot at making that 1st down and keeping the drive going.
Baby to be.
Ball's at the 31, got to get to the 36 for the 1st down. 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Greenjackets up 14-12.
Defensively, playing up tight.
Showing blitz, long snap count, and let's see what we got here. We got to delay a game, and the 5 yards go. And the 5 yards, you take it, you give it.
No, you take it.
You take it. What you give away, you take it. You get back. So 4th and 10. We'll try it for a 3rd time.
Yeah, because if you decline it, it's still 4th and 5.
So 4th and 10 now. Jordan Whittington Martinez comes back into the game. Nope, now he's coming back out because they didn't think they had enough players. Now they have too much. And guess what?
Great play call by the quarterback, Camaritas, realizing that they had 12 men on the field, but Glens Falls took the timeout just in time.
7:36 left. Greenjackets using a timeout as it's 4th and 10 for the Granite State Destroyers at their 26-yard line. Greenjackets took the opening kickoff. They got stopped. And looking at one situation number 26. The winner of this game will go get the week off and get set for a trip to Lawrence, Massachusetts. Take on the Wilson Eagles, who will be the 4th seed in the playoffs. New England Bombers got number 1. The teams that are 2 and 3 are the Boston Bombers and the Middleborough Cobras. They're playing tonight in Boston in West Roxbury. So they got another rematch coming up. Here's a quick punt.
Heads up.
And this one is going to
Get
die.
away.
Quick kick.
Get away, get away.
And it is dead at the 41-yard line.
Okay, you're on the 40.
I'm going to scream my special teams fandom for years. A little coaching in there too. Get away from the ball. Should have been jumping up and down on the sidelines. Brian Thomas, get away. Taekwon Johnson, get away. You got good field position. You don't need to have just an incidental contact of the ball to give Granite State great field position.
There's a reason why on kicks, on punts, they yell suicide. Stay far away. 1st and 10 for the Greenjackets from their 41. So each team has been stopped on 4th downs. I'm trying to figure out who's the quarterback. Is that Miller or
Miller?
Miller's still in.
Yeah.
Takes the handoff, set a screen, complete to 83. That's Alex Labshear for a short gain of about 1 or 2.
I like the call. It just seems slow and developing and not getting the ball quick enough out to Labshear. The inside slot receiver didn't really sell it either.
Ken Lucchese, Tim Drawbridge from Lansingburg High. As the wind continues to blow out of the south here. You're saying there were gusts up to 30 miles per hour at the airport this afternoon?
You keep talking like that, you may get hired.
Nah, I don't, you don't. No, you don't want to see my face. That's why I got a face for radio. I'll keep it like
Stop, come on.
that. No, I do. Hand off to James Prastio. Breaks a couple tackles, flag on the play,
It was,
and gets up to the 47-yard line. It's either going to be a hold, or I thought there might have been a face mask.
That's a hold.
it was Yahweh Midas on the carry, by the way.
Oh, it was. Good to see him getting the ball. And the penalty is
Minus on the rush.
legal procedure, 5 yards. And we got a face mask. Incidental penalties.
Offset. We were playing second down.
So they were playing the down, 2nd and 9 after Yahweh Midas got 6 yards. So we had a false start against the Greenjackets and a face mask, which I thought I saw a face mask, against the Granite State Destroyers. 2nd and 9. Miller from a pistol with Midas in the backfield.
Okay, they're coming.
Coming.
And fake the handoff, Miller. Gonna take it himself. Dodges one tackler up to the 50. Gets the first down, 45. Out of bounds at the 43-yard line. That's the first down for Jack Miller and a late flag.
You talk about the elusivity of James Prastio Jr. How about Jake Miller almost getting that one defensive player to jump out of his cleats?
See, let's see what the flag is. Let's see what the flag is. The flag came in late after he went out of bounds.
Dry killers.
This might be against the offense from what I heard, from what I'm hearing up front, up your top, to our right. Probably a block in the back or something. Let's see what they're talking things over with the Granite State sidelines. So this should be an interesting penalty, what it was. And here comes the judge, jury, and verdict. Holding on the offense. And 2 penalties. That was declined. And a hold.
Holding.
I think there were three hold.
I agree with the 3 penalties.
Second down.
So
Was that kind of like buy one, get 2 free?
Wednesday, Sunday at Carvel. So the hold makes it a 2nd down and 17 because it was a spot foul. Miller in trouble. To his left. Trying to avoid the sack. Does it again. Looking to throw. Got some time. Throwing downfield. Incomplete.
Had the receiver.
Covering up third down.
I believe it was Whitty Martinez.
Tonight's military appreciation.
So 3rd down and 16.
Hall architecture.
Got to get to the 49-yard line of Mill City. I'm thinking ahead of Granite State.
So with both of us facing birthdays here in the next couple of months.
Mine's not
next few
until
months.
February. So.
Oh, you're in February? I thought it was sooner. Maybe we
No,
were talking
6
about
months.
the.
I'm far. No. I'm 5.5 months till I turn the big 6-0.
Needless to say, we got a couple years on Jack Miller, and like Coach Johnson said pregame, God, to be 18 again, the way he moves and can elude the rush.
I don't want to be 18 again. I'll take 19.
So I hear 20.
No, I want 19. I'll take 19 and 20. I always say that you asked me one of my favorite years. Give me 1985.
That was a good year.
For me, it wasn't special. I'm talking about the year I got my contract. Yes. And I joked around that I'm not much of a trendsetter, but I was wearing transition glasses in classes before they were called transition glasses. No, I know. They used to call them photochromatic lenses. That's what their official name is, photochromatic lenses. So we either got now they have all these colors. Back then you only had photo gray and photo brown. So now you get a story about that. No. I don't wear I don't wear it. All I know is that in January '85 I did show So 3rd down and 18. 5 people left here. enough about my pathetic college life.
You'd see that Tariq Minix likes the choice of the timeout music selection.
All right, here's Miller. Got some time. Throwing over the middle. He's got a long one. A little too far for everybody. As in the area was Joe Wiggins.
Yeah, and Wiggins
and Isaiah McLaughlin. They're looking at each other like, was it us or him?
Was he throwing to me? Or was he throwing to you? Was he throwing to me? Or was he throwing to you? And both receivers, their pattern took them right there toward the hash at the 40, and there's got to be more separation or somewhat a better understanding of which receiver's going to kind of occupy what space.
Tony Green Jr. set to punt. Tyler Shattuck Sr. is back to return. He is back at his 30-yard line, and with the wind at his back, Tony's got a good chance to boom one. Good snap, good kick, high in the wind, got the wind. Shattuck will take it off his helmet. This ball is loose.
That's a hold.
There's a hold on the defense on the return, and Kellen Scott made the tackle. That is a hold on trying to attempt to recover the ball. It went off Shattuck's helmet.
There's a flag on the play.
And afterwards, after all that stuff, everybody gives themselves a nice pat on the back. Good play.
Actually, that was great to see, because that was one heck of a hit on Kellen Scott, who made the recovery by Franklin Rodriguez. Rodriguez lost his hat on top of Scott, and then was like, "You okay, man? You okay, man?" It was a good show of sportsmanship.
So what will happen on this? In hockey, you call that penalty interference.
Well, whomever it was on Taekwon Johnson, it was one heck of a dance spin move on Johnson. And Johnson, he's got to remember, don't plead your case. Let the officials make their calls and keep following the ball that's bouncing around on the ground.
All right, the penalty is against Granite State, and they will retain possession of the football. And they'll move it back 10 yards on the hold. And this one's going all the way back to, I believe they're spotting it. I'm looking at the 13, Tim, where the one official is. Where are they? Oh, we're waiting for the exchange. It's kind of hard to play a game without a football. Guys, need a football.
It's first and
So keep in mind, back in the second quarter, Granite State, they drove from their 6-yard line. Nice drive. Defense has to keep that in mind. They got to get the 3 and out here.
We need a football, guys, and it's got to be their football. Here it comes.
Little hot potato here.
here for the football. Thank you so much.
Now there's 2 balls out there. There's a Greenjackets football, and there's a football from the sidelines. Now who's...
I'm not touching this one with a 12-foot pole.
Neither am I. First and 10 from the 13. Jackets still leading, 14-12. On Military Appreciation Night here at Lansingburg High. Cruz Camaritas with Ray Rizzi in the backfield. Camaritas on the quarterback keeper. Breaks a couple tackles to the 15, to the 20, and stopped at the 22-yard line. A gain of 9. He's about a yard short of the first down.
And I can see Isaiah Stevens with his body language. He knows he had the quarterback in the backfield. Isaiah, he's been having a great season like we talked about in the first half. His motor's running. He said a couple of games ago, I'm working hard. I want to be the best defensive tackle in New England football. Just got to be able to get those arms around the quarterback and the running back, Isaiah.
Second down and 1 from the 22-yard line. Long snap count, Camaritas to throw. Looking for a receiver, finds his receiver, it's complete, breaks the tackle at the 30, up to the 33-yard line. That is 10 yards and a first down.
Nice pitch and catch to McGarvey, who just with his height just extends and is able to snare the ball out of the air.
They'll move the chains, it'll be first down and 10 destroyers. 3:40 left in the third, 14-12 Greenjackets.
The just run our basic shit. Don't forget about your back pocket.
Cruz Camaritas
Okay.
with Rizzi in the backfield.
Pressure coming up the middle.
Green Jackets looking to show blitz through the A gap. Fake the handoff. Camaritas looking to throw.
Nice.
And he is tackled from behind nicely.
Ball's
and
out.
the ball's loose. It was picked up by one of the linemen, and he's tackled at the 21-yard line.
There was a fumble recovered by.
The way Eric France was reacting, I thought he had perhaps Camaritas' face mask. He was able to rip the ball out, and just good awareness by the defense on top of the offensive lineman from Granite State to stay with the play.
I believe that was Hayden Robinson, number 61, on the recovery of the fumble. Anytime you can mention a lineman catching, picking up a ball, which was a live ball
like
in the
the
strip. So a loss of 9, making it 2nd and 19. Actually, we'll make it section 20. Actually, we'll make it 2nd and 20 from the 22.
Oh no. It's like they forgot everything.
And here's Camaritas looking to throw. Intercepted at the 30-yard line.
Taekwon Johnson, I believe. No,
Who is it?
it is 28, Kieran Mack.
Good to see him back.
No, third try is the charm.
Who is it?
Brian Thomas. It was the face mask by the time he got closer. Able to just slide in and snag it.
Third turnover of the game for the Destroyers. Greenjackets in 2.
Kieran back on the interception for your Green Jackets.
Ball back with a 2-point lead. Excuse me. Now that slow touches against the one.
First down and 10.
That's better. Go. It's been how long? What time did you get up this morning?
Depends on what time zone you're talking about, going to bed and getting up.
Eastern daylight.
I actually got a full night's sleep if you don't include the text message that came in at 6 a.m.
Okay. I was up at 3:30, so don't feel sorry for me. I was working, doing radio. Here we go. First pass.
What a play.
Oh, intercepted on the tip. What a play by the Destroyers defense, and an interception at the 1-yard line.
I believe that was swatted away by Tyler Shattuck right into the hands of Luis Sanchez.
And we've got a player down for the Destroyers at their 40-yard
It
line.
was there.
Miller had a wide receiver open. Good job by the secondary of the Destroyers to tip the ball away from the receiver into the hands of his teammate. And luckily, the player is getting up and doing okay.
That was just a great defensive play in the secondary by Granite State.
So he's being the defensive player for Granite State. I don't know if he was upset about the hit or something, but he was getting up and a little bit angry. But he's going off the sidelines and going to be tended to by the training staff.
And that's Tariq Minix, who is the injured Green Jacket.
So now we got 1st and 10 from the 2-yard line following the interception. So we had an exchange of interceptions with 2:06 left in the third. It's the Green Jackets 14, Granite State Destroyers 12. I wonder if this is going to be a quick handoff to Rizzi just to move that pile up the middle, or just have Camaritas just try to follow his center. I formation, modified pistol. Here comes a man in motion, McGarvey.
Barretto and Brown in the backfield.
And he throws it away. Complete.
Wow.
If that isn't a safety, I don't know what is.
Incomplete.
Incomplete.
Incomplete pass. Man, I thought that was going to be a sack because that was ball. He threw the ball just as he got it, and now there's a player down in the end zone. Is there 2 players down, Tim, or is there 1?
One player for
Granite State
That was a big tackle.
made that play.
First one I've seen in a year.
I believe that. Made
Two excellent defensive plays. One unattempted sack on Camaritas, and the incomplete pass on the hit on the receiver as the ball came in.
Yeah, Tyler Brown right in on the quarterback. He sports the quick throw and the good coverage on the side.
That's what Tyler Brown does so well.
Great anticipation. Yeah, we were talking about a couple of the 4th down plays, Keenan and Tony Green Jr. kind of have that genius and that that twitchiness where they're jumping off sides. I'll take that. We come home with a victory, and they make plays like that.
Greenjackets football brought to you by Talk and Smack every Tuesday night when you want to get smacked. It's Talk and
And it
Smack.
was Kieran Mack who made that hit on the outside.
So inside of 2 minutes here in this third quarter is following the injury timeout. It's Greenjackets 14, Granite State Destroyers 12. Camaritas, Rizzi in the backfield. Greenjackets showing blitz. You got to be careful. They've been
Jacob
caught offside
Keith
a couple
off the
times.
edge.
Here comes a quick throw, complete to about the 6-yard line.
Mack on the coverage. Barreto right in the middle, waiting for the receiver to come to him with the good coverage.
3rd down and 4.
Third down. Tonight's game, our military appreciation game, brought to you by the New York State Army National Guard. We thank you, the New York State Army National Guard.
Thank you for your service.
Just remind everybody, the Greenjackets football being brought to you by the Romeo Auto Group, Gross Electric, JB's Cards, Pax Elites, Jim's Glass Service, and the Coach's Corner Food Truck. Our friend Jack Celeste and everybody over there doing their thing with the food truck. Good job, guys.
Still waiting for that buffalo chicken salad.
Now Camaritas takes a hit, throwing one up. It is caught at the 30-yard line.
And another great adjustment by McGarvey, who has the height advantage on Kieran and Mack. And Mack has got to be able to play the ball instead of watching the receiver.
Greenjackets penalties decline. 1st down and 10 for the Destroyers.
And there was a flag on the play against the Greenjackets. 1st and 10 on the 23-yard reception. 45 seconds left here in the third quarter. 1st down from the Destroyers 30 for the team in red and silver. I can't say what do you would say? What it was? Yeah,
A shiny
silver.
gray.
Shiny gray. That's a better term. I won't say it's not definitely metallic silver, but it's gray. We'll say gray. Hand off to Rizzi. Rizzi breaks a couple tackles up to 35, still on his feet, and the coach makes a 1st down to the 41.
And you said that appropriately, Kenny, because it's the coach setting an example for his team, getting out of the tackle and getting the 1st down yardage for the Destroyers.
And with 6 seconds left, that'll be the last play of the third quarter.
1 down, 3 down, 1 to go.
And with 3 quarters gone, your score after 3 quarters of play, the Greenjackets 14, the Destroyers 12. The Greenjackets, thank you for being part of their annual Military Appreciation Night. Thanks for being here tonight. And these fantastic uniforms designed by Todd Baratow. Tonight's game brought to you by Old School Pest Control. When you got those pests that need to go, you need to move
video
on.
at the end of the
It's
quarter.
John Hurley at Old School Pest Control. Old School.
Thanks for the crabs.
High Society Dispensary features an array of locally sourced cannabis items, from flower and edibles to vapes, concentrates, and tinctures too. High Society Dispensary, 345 Main Street, Suite number 2, and online at Dutchie.com. Must be 21 or over to enter with valid ID.
And we start the fourth quarter action here. 1st and 10 for the Granite State Destroyers. Camaritas in trouble, throwing one up.
Oh,
It's
my
caught.
goodness.
What a play. It's to number 8, Matt Bolduck. Bolduck up the sidelines, out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Unbelievable. This was a busted play to start. Camaritas actually had to jump over one of his own men. Managed to throw up one, and there was Matt Bolduck to make the catch.
Busted play is an understatement. We're back on the Sandlot again.
The Second City Improv group would be envious of that play. So it's now 1st and 10, and that was a 30-yard play.
And you had Camaritas stumble over his running back in the backfield.
So 1st and 10 for the Destroyers. we start this fourth quarter. It's the Greenjackets 14, Granite State 12. This drive started on the 2-yard line. They've had a 96-yard touchdown drive earlier in the game. Comaritas looking to throw. Caught, Baldock, tackled for a 2-yard gain.
Good coverage by Woody Martinez. Thomas coming up in support, or Kieran Mack rather.
And that is actually a reception for no gain, so it'll be second and 10.
You were thinking high school close to home.
Oh, yeah.
337-6599. If you need gas, Mike Sullivan has gas.
High school football starts next week. They used to have next week would be considered scrimmage week.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they got this week 0. Everything's week 0 now.
You know, it's like week 0 this weekend and next weekend for college.
Yep. And here's Comaritas on the inside carry, up the field to the 25, so a gain of 5 yards. And now we got a little extracurricular activity on both sides. Let's see what happens. Greenjackets are thinking they might have been against Granite State.
See what the laundry's about, but Keese and Stevens, they had chances to be able to get the player for Granite State down a lot quicker instead of getting the gain.
Yeah.
5-yard gain for Comaritas on the second down.
Right now, they're 2.
And here's the penalty. And it is unsportsmanlike against the Destroyers. That'll be 15 yards. Back to the 40.
So Glens Falls has to take advantage here. It is 3rd down, long distance. Can't have another one of these sandlot plays to get a new set of downs for Granite State.
13 minutes left. 3rd down and 20 and 20. Comaritas looks. Got some time. Here comes the blitz. Throwing one over the middle. It is intercepted and dropped. Nice play by the offensive player to become a defender after that interception. They're stripping away at the last second.
Shattuck made the great play on David Crawford. Crawford knows he had the INT, but you're exactly right, Kenny. You know, when you're offense and you see that playing in the secondary, you got to do everything to knock or rip that ball to the ground so you don't lose possession.
4th down and 20.
It's 4th down and 20. Let's hear for your Greenjackets defense.
Leading 14-12. Greenjackets looking to make a stop here. We've had no scoring here in the second half. Comaritas will look to throw. It's got some time. Here comes the pressure.
Got a
looking
receiver.
for a receiver. In and out of the hands of the Greenjackets defender, and that is a turnover on downs, and the Greenjackets take over on offense at their 40.
Good read on the play.
I believe that was Isaiah McLaughlin. Defense is playing tremendous tonight.
Greenjackets football all season long, brought to you by M&M Digital Printing. That's M&M Digital Printing.
Get a drive going here to get some time knocked off this clock. And then get 6 more.
So 1st and 10 for the Greenjackets from the 40. It's leading by 2 with 12 minutes and 6 seconds football game. Final week of the regular season next week, Labor Day weekend holiday, and then it'll be a couple of regular season games, but the big thing will be a playoff game between the winner of this game, hand off to Kyle Bernard. Bernard ran into his own lineman and actually ends up losing it.
Right into the backside of Patty Lyman. Patty doing the right thing, puts his running back up, and let's go for another play.
And that was what you call a good defensive surge push on the line that didn't give Bernard the opportunity to find that hole. He was looking to go right between his center and guard. 2nd and 11 from the 39. Again, it's Kyle Bernard in the backfield. 2 wide receivers split out to either side of the field.
I know.
They're coming again.
Hand off to Bernard. And again, Bernard will get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll bring up a 3rd and 10.
Very obvious what Granite State is doing right now. They know Glens Falls wants to take some time off the clock. And now you've given the Granite State defense an opportunity to be able to kind of play a little soft underneath, but bring pressure with their front three, front four, and a couple of extra guys to kind of mess up the blocking scheme of the offense.
Kyle Bernard comes off on the play. Also coming out is that Lapshire? Yeah, it was Lapshire 83. Greenjackets got to try to get this play off in time, and they do. This is the handoff to, I believe that's Midas or James Prascio, brings it upfield, gets it to the 44-yard line, so a gain of 4, bring up a 4th down and 6.
Initial contact in the backfield by the middle linebacker, Bob Cody. He's had a tremendous game defensively for the Destroyers. Prascio able to get to the edge, just good pursuit by Granite State.
Punt formation for the Greenjackets. Tony Green Jr. Tony Green has got to kick this ball low. He's kicking into the wind.
Junior back to punt. The Greenjackets.
Last time the Greenjackets punted, Green got off a nice one, went off the receiver's head, Tyler Shattuck, and luckily went out of bounds. Here comes the Greenjackets getting extra men off. That's Romeo Maldonado running quickly to make it 11. Here's the kick.
Yeah, I know.
High and overhand, booms it through the wind. Get a nice one. This one's going to take a Greenjackets bounce and is dead at the 13-yard line.
Wind not as gusty in nature or as strong as it was coming in to pregame.
The 15-yard line. A big thanks all season long to our friends in the Queensberry Hotel in downtown Glens Falls. We will see you at the Q.
Thanks.
Looking at the flags to the left of the gymnasium back wall, which is where the scoreboard here is, it has definitely died down considerably since the start of this football game. 9:39 left. Greenjackets up by 2. 1st and 10 for the Destroyers at their 15. Winner gets a date with the Mill City Eagles in 2 weeks in Lawrence, Mass. And a spot in the Colonial Conference playoffs. 1st and 10. And here's a pass, throw, complete, and that'll be for a gain of a yard.
Yeah, if you're Granite State, you look back at the schedule, you lost to Mill City 42-16, all the way back in the middle of June, and then you ended up trying to find the other game. Lost to them 3 weeks ago in Lawrence, Mass, 32-0. Meantime, Glens Falls beat Mill City again on their home field back in week 2, 14-0, and then lost to Mill City, what was a very tight contest until the early stages of the 4th quarter, 31-9.
2nd and 10 for the Destroyers from their 15. There was no gain on the reception. Camaritas hands off to Rizzi.
Nice
Rizzi will
play.
get nothing, flips it back. Ball's loose on the ground. Let's see who's got it. I think the Destroyers recovered inside the 10-yard line.
Recovered by Granite State. That'll bring up a 3rd and long.
Loss of 7 on the play. So it brings up a 3rd down and 17 from the 8-yard line.
I'm trying to see who was the player that forced the fumble for Glens Falls, and I want to say it was Tony Green Jr.
8 minutes left in the football game. It's the Jackets 14, Granite State 12. 3rd and 17. This is where Camaritas has been at his best, improvising on these 3rd and longs, making a play when there was no. Camaritas zips one, complete at the 20. And a hit there, still on his feet. The receiver still going, and he's broken tackle enough for the 1st down.
There was about 4 or 5 missed tackles there at the tail end of the play, and that's exactly what you didn't want to see happen.
Matt Bolduc in the reception, and again, some 3rd down wizardry by the Granite State Destroyers quarterback, Cruz Camaritas.
And you can see why Bolduc has been one of their leading receivers during the course of the season, too. Bolduc coming into this game, having 116 receiving yards behind McGarvey.
23-yard reception. Hand off to Rizzy. Rizzy's got some room. 35, 40, 45, 50, 50, 45, 40, and a flag comes in late.
Flag on the play.
That came from all the way back down. Not sure if that's going to be unsportsmanlike, going out of bounds, or if it's against Granite State for perhaps a block of some illegal kind downfield.
That's a hold. So the first down will count, but they'll move it back 10 yards from where the spot was, which was the 40. Ray Rizzy found a hole on the right side of the line. There was nobody there, and he just was able to find it.
Against Granite State.
And they're going to bring it all the way. They're bringing this one back to
That'll push them back.
the 45-yard line.
Still first down though.
So the spot of the foul was the 45. We talk about that in high school and college football. When a hold takes place, it takes place at the spot of the foul, unlike the pros, which goes back to the original line of scrimmage and move back 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 45, 6:49 left in the football game, and the Destroyers on offense. Rizzy on the carry. And Rizzy will lose a yard or two back to the 43-yard line. 2nd and 12.
Lost one of the play. 2nd and 11.
Got to tighten up. Coming up on 6.5 left.
Find out what's going on with your Greenjackets on 98.5 WCKN with the Green.
Somebody's got to stand, make a big play.
On 98.5 WCKN.
The women's snack attack.
Ken Lachazy, Tim Drawbridge, here we are in this final week of the regular season. This will be our last regular season broadcast on greenjacketsfootball.com as the playoffs lead through the road. Here comes the blitz. Low snap. Camaritas in trouble.
Isaiah
Avoids one sack, avoids another. There's a flag on the play. He's taken down. Let's see what the flag is.
There's a sack on the field.
Jacob Keese still kept going after Isaiah Stevens made the initial contact.
See what's what the flag is. This might be against the Greenjackets. Let's see what they got. Looks like it might be against Glens Falls. And it's going to be against Glens Falls.
Against the Greenjackets.
And it's a Greenjackets face mask.
It's a 5-yard penalty. It's not the personal foul.
Bringing it back to midfield, 49.
It's a big loss of a big play. And I just said you need to
Have somebody rise to the occasion, and everybody in that defensive line.
2nd down at 6.
Coming in.
We've seen these little 5-yard penalties be killers. It's on defense, a couple offsides, and now an incidental face mask. This was in the 15-yard unsportsmanlike face mask, roughing face mask, one that twists your helmet around. 2nd and 6. Camaritas set up a screen, got the first down, and actually it's going to be a yard short of the first down. And a Greenjackets player's got to come out for the play because his helmet comes off. And this will bring up a 3rd down and 1.
About a yard short of the first down.
5 minutes left in the football game. We've had no scoring here in the second half. Greenjackets leading by 2.
Granite State 0-8-1. You're 1-7-1. You know you should have came home in week 2 with that W. And you know right now you have got to make a stop.
Greenjackets trying to get players off the field, showing blitz. Here comes Camaritas. Camaritas zips one in. Is it incomplete? And it is a catch at the 35-yard line.
The ball is caught, and with the reception, that's good enough for a first down.
Todd Barito pleading the case. Line judge not going to have it.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Destroyers at the Greenjackets 35. Gain of 11.
And by Andy Camp Photography.
Again, Granite State on 3rd down, just dialing up something and making it happen. Whether it be improv or just a quick little zip over the
Middle. Again, Ray Rizzy, the coach, and he's playing running back with a short-handed situation. in the backfield with Camaritas. Camaritas will look to throw. Here comes the blitz. Looking for a wide receiver. He's got him wide open. Caught at the 8-yard line. And it's 1st and goal for the Destroyers. Only one man was able to get it, and that was the McGarvey on the catch.
McGarvey just stayed with the pattern, kept his eyes on the ball, didn't miss a stride, and that's the reason
Why he made the catch. All clearly thrown to a spot. McGarvey knew where to go.
3:35 in the football game. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Destroyers looking to take the lead. 14-12 Greenjackets. Wing picking up again. And here's the snap. It'll be Camaritas on the keeper. And he gets to about the 5-yard line.
No. We're down at the 4.
So gain of 3. 2nd and goal in a moving clock.
Half minutes left.
From a defensive standpoint, there's nothing you can say right now. Your defense has just got to make a stop.
And you're seeing now the Destroyers taking advantage of the clock. Inside of 3 minutes to go. Here they come to the line. Hand off to Rizzi up the middle. Rizzi moves forward. He'll be stopped at the 2.
Nice opening on the right side, center of the right guard. Good blocking by Granite State, but Glens Falls able to close it very quickly.
And we got ourselves a timeout. We got an injury.
3rd and goal.
One of our guys.
Stevens gets up.
Yep. I mean, what happened is they didn't get hold of him on the back of his leg. Tackle. Come on for a second here. 3rd down and goal, 2:34 in the football game. The Greenjackets hang on to a slim 2-point lead, 14-12. And then no scoring here left yet in the 2nd half. And the Destroyers
On the doorstep. Clock is running. Destroyers taking their own sweet time. They know what they want to do. Will it be Camaritas or Rizzi? It'll be Camaritas. And he is in for the touchdown. Cruz Camaritas' second short touchdown run of the game. It's 18-14 with 2:08 to go.
A smart play by Camaritas, multiple standpoints. One, and what was obvious because we were all standing and waiting, he took the time off the clock. 2, he just found that opening and just launched himself into it.
Do you go for 1 or 2 here, Tim? It looks like they're going for 2.
Yeah, you got to go for 2. Knowing that Glens Falls doesn't have their kicking game with Roca tonight, clearly got to go for 2.
Well,
2:08
without the extra
football
point.
game.
They're going for 2 right now.
Here comes the 2
touchdown has to win it.
to make it a 6-point lead. Ball is lost on the ground, and the 2-point conversion is no good.
Your score with 2:08 left to play. The Destroyers 18, the Jackets 14.
What are you running first, 43 or 44?
On the entire offense, Coach Condon in there, Jack Miller in the middle too. Knowing the mission that now needs to be accomplished. Gotta go down the length of the field to get 6.
What do you start with, 43 or 44?
Touchdown. That's safe.
All right. Okay. Right, 44. Got it.
Building for next year, more importantly right now because of the opportunity. Decent playoff structure in the New England Football
League and the Colonial Conference, you have an opportunity to play for next week, 2 weeks
Okay,
from tonight.
you're gonna have about 2 minutes.
Jordan Daly will kick it off from his 35. An 85-yard drive for the Destroyers. Let's see how Daly's going to do this. He will kick it off deep. Taken by the receiver for the Greenjackets at the 35. And he'll be tackled from behind at the 35-yard line.
That was a textbook horsepower.
Believe it was Dylan Alicia, and it looked like number 20, Franklin Rodriguez Jr., got his hands on the inside of his shoulder pads and yanked back Dylan Alicia.
Greenjackets have to go 66 yards in 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Jack Miller comes out to play quarterback. Connor Bernard runs out quickly onto the field. Greenjackets trailing 18-14.
And I have one timeout left.
Plus the 2-minute timeout, which will come out right now, which will come out right after this play. Miller with one man in the backfield.
Granite State coming.
He'll look for the throw.
Has a
Trying to find
receiver.
receiver in trouble. Tripped up, still on his feet, throws it away.
No, he's out of the box.
And he was out of the box, and he avoids the intentional grounding.
Pass incomplete.
On the other sideline, they're saying, well, that'll be
We are at the 2-minute warning. You have officially been warned. It's the 2-minute warning.
Earlier in the play, if Miller's making that quick read and delivering quickly like he did in the first half, I think we'll be talking about a different result.
second down and 10 from the 34. That's just two timeout in history.
Which one? Red or blue?
James Prastio Jr. in the backfield with Jack Miller. Miller will look to throw. Trying to set up on throw for the bounce. Got a wide receiver open. Intercepted.
Out of bounds.
What's the account? No, out of bounds. That one is out of bounds. They were looking for David Crawford on the fly pattern. And so it's 3rd and 10.
A young receiving core, and I know I've mentioned this a couple times tonight, need to adjust to the ball better, and when the defensive back has a better play on the ball, one or two things. One, you play defense and don't expect the ball to still come to you, or two, you go up over the DB. You go climb the ladder and go get that ball.
Granite State with 4 down linemen, 5 backers in the middle of the field. 3rd and 10. Miller in trouble, looking to throw. Taking himself, got some room. 40,
Got it.
45, first down out of bounds at the 46.
That was all Jack Miller. Granite State defensively knows that Glens Falls needs to pass. They're bringing their defensive scheme such that if Pracio's on the right side and Miller, they're bringing the pressure off the left side. And Pracio's got to come across the formation, read it while also picking it up. And Miller, smart move, gets a new set of downs.
Got Jimmy Prastio to his right. 2 wide receivers to either side of the field. Fake the handoff. Miller looking to throw over the middle.
Got him.
Got a receiver at the first down at the 35. That is Joe Wiggins.
Nicely thrown ball. Great catch by Wiggins over the middle.
Greenjackets looking to speed things up here in the no huddle. Miller. Here comes the rush on the edge. Got
Nice.
another receiver. That's caught. Well, it's a short game, but it's enough to keep the drive moving. That's Wiggins again at the 31, a gain of 4.
Wiggins and Prastio both going for that ball, both going down to the ball, simultaneous possession.
2nd and 5. A minute to go. Miller in trouble. Thought about running. He's got a wide open receiver. That's going to be enough for a first down at the 25, up to the 20. Tackled at the 19-yard line with 51 seconds left.
And look at Miller telling everybody, get to the line of scrimmage,
Miller
get to the line of
telling everybody,
scrimmage
get to
and
the line of
spike
scrimmage.
it.
He wants to spike it. And we got ourselves a timeout.
State takes a
And
timeout.
instead,
Let's hear it for your Greenjackets!
An 18-year-old quarterback growing right in front of our eyes. Seeing that he had the rush coming at him the first 3 plays in this drive, gets the first down, gets a couple of completions, and now settling in while gaining the confidence. Exactly what you want to see here.
Greenjackets have one timeout left. 46 seconds on the clock. The Shores up by 4, 18-14. What's that? 15 seconds this game. He gets to play again in 2 weeks against the Mill City Eagles in Lawrence, Massachusetts. Mill City, by the way, hosting New England Bombers. This was the early game. Everything else got underway at 7 p.m., including another big matchup between the Boston Bandits and the Middleborough Cougars, who will play each other in the playoffs.
I like Wiggins one-on-one on the outside here.
First and 10 from the 15. Miller, incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
And a flag on the play.
play.
Let's see what the flag is.
It's Isaiah McLaughlin clapping. He knows he had the defensive back crawling up his backside.
And we got a pass interference. This might be pass interference against the Destroyers, Tim.
Here's the call. Pass interference against Granite State.
44 seconds left in the football game. 18-14. Granite State. Greenjackets get the penalty. And it'll be an automatic first down. I think this is a half the distance to the goal line penalty because it's an only 15.
Labshire is going to be the outside receiver on the far side. Back in the first half, he was wide open in the back corner of that end zone. Same direction.
First and 10 from the 9. Miller fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, got some room, looking for the end zone.
Got him! Touchdown!
And a score! Touchdown! One-handed grab, and the Greenjackets have got it with 36 seconds left.
Wiggins.
Joe Wiggins with a defender on him, makes the catch with his right hand, brings it in, and the Greenjackets have taken a 20-18 lead with 35 seconds left in the football game.
Wiggins running down the sideline. You had Miller rolling to the same side. Stopped, has to kind of throw it back across the grain. Threw it exactly where Wiggins would have the opportunity, to his right, and Wiggins calmly brings it in home, and touchdown, Glens Falls.
And now an important two-point conversion to give the Jackets a 4-point lead. It's a 2-point lead, 2018.
Greenjackets will attempt a 2-point conversion.
Handoff. Running back looking for the gap. And he is stopped on the 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion is no good.
Nice defense by Granite State.
36 seconds left. Your Greenjackets 20, the Destroyers 18. Let's hear it for your Greenjackets!
Break.
Now let's go back to the touchdown with Wiggins. Not only was the ball thrown exactly where he needed to have it to catch it, but the coverage of the defensive back, he was on him like a wet rag. So kudos to Joe Wiggins.
Having the composure, being able to haul that in.
66-yard drive. There's a player down, by the way, for Granite State at the point of where the tackle was made. So the Greenjackets, with 2:03 left, go 66 yards. If my math is correct, in 1:27. I'm hoping I'm right. Forgive me if I'm wrong.
You're forgiven, Kenny.
Okay, what was it? If you know what it is, tell us.
It was what we all witnessed, the continued development of Jack Miller. It was, I think, 2:03, the start time on the drive.
Yeah, it was.
So you're right, 1:37.
24 seconds. Hey, I got it right. 1 minute 37 seconds.
Granite State brought the pressure, first 2 plays of the drive. Miller gets the first down using his legs and his speed. And then it seemed like he just kind of got into the zone and got settled, and the confidence really grew exponentially on plays 3, 4, and 5.
Here's the kick by Tyler Brown. End over end, bounces at the 30.
Live
He
ball.
dies there. Live ball picked up by I believe that's number 8.
Get him down.
I believe it was Matt Bolduc on the return to the 36-yard line. So now, with 29 seconds left, it's up to the Destroyers to see if they can get into field goal range.
Once again, we thank you for being here
For
tonight
Jordan Daly.
for our annual Greenjackets Military Appreciation Night. A big thanks to all of the folks from the military that are attending tonight's game. Thank you so much for
All
being here
right, defensively,
tonight.
you're going to play
Thank
cover
you
3.
for your service.
Going to have safety, or 2 safeties in the corner. Safety and 2 corners playing back. Bring the pressure with Tony Green Jr., Isaiah Stevens, Jacob Keast.
This is where Tyler Brown would excel. This is where we saw Tyler Brown 3 years ago make a sack on Curtis Can. Camaritas in trouble, flush out of the pocket, running for his life, looking to find the sideline. Gets out of bounds at the 43, so a gain of 7.
22 seconds left.
With 22 seconds left.
Second down. Second down and 4 to go. With 22 seconds left.
So over a span of 1:32 seconds, after no scoring in the second half, we saw 2 touchdowns. First by that 2-yard run by Cruz Camaritas. It was his second of the game. And then the Greenjackets come back on a 10-yard touchdown pass from Miller to Wiggins. Camaritas got the time, looking for the throw, got the receiver, out of bounds for the first down at the 47-yard line of the Greenjackets. 13 seconds left.
You just simply got to keep everything in front of you.
Timeout on the
Destroyers
field,
take their second timeout.
and Destroyers will use the timeout. With 12 seconds left. Are they going to bring it up to 13? First down and 10 from the Greenjackets.
Question is, on the sideline, what's Jordan Daly doing? What is his range? I don't know anything, but I don't know his kicking abilities. If you want to go safe, you want to try to get something, you want to get the ball to the 20-yard line, doing something at least 30 yards. Absolutely.
First down and 10. Let's hear it for your Greenjackets defense.
And now it's time for the Glens Greenjackets defense to make a play. They're playing to protect the middle of the field. Here's Camaritas. He'll look to throw. It's under pressure. Dodges one tackler. Looking, in trouble. He's going to dump it off. Incomplete with 4 seconds left.
It's incomplete.
And who else would be in the backfield chasing down the quarterback, Tony Green Jr. Hit the ground, got back up. It was in hot pursuit again of Camaritas.
So it comes down to this. Second and 10.
4 seconds left.
4 seconds left in the football game.
Timeout on the field for the Granite State.
And the Destroyers will use the timeout. It makes it a lot easier when your head coach is on the field and they bring in one of the assistants to talk things over. I'll give Ray Rizzi credit. He's played a heck of a game under the circumstances. Also, my hat's off to Cruz Camaritas as their quarterback tonight. He's done some things on third down, the improvisational skills, making plays out of nothing.
And Ray Rizzi talking pregame too about the stepping up in class to the AAA and the same challenges that Glens Falls has had too with teams that have had longevity, or having players that have had the opportunities at the arena level, some pro tryouts. So needless to say, two ball clubs mirroring each other the way the season has gone, but this has been a fantastic finish in the fourth.
So here we go. 4 seconds left in the football game. Greenjackets showing a little blitz. Camaritas looking to throw. Throwing one up. Let's see if this is going to be tipped. Tipped away. Game over. And the Greenjackets win. And there's a wait a minute. Don't do nothing yet. Offensive penalty.
Offsetting.
Offsetting against the Greenjackets. Personal foul against the Greenjackets. Hold everything.
Let's see the situation here as the officials are talking things over. I thought I saw a hold. Here we go. Now they're going to talk to Steve Johnson. Okay, Johnson talking things, getting the referee. Here we go. Personal foul against the Greenjackets.
Personal foul against the Greenjackets.
And then, you know what that means?
One untimed down to go.
The play, a game can end, a quarter can end on a defensive penalty. So we get to do it one more time.
You know what the infamous phrase is?
From the 33-yard line.
Crawford tipped it, got lucky. You know what they're going to say? Knock it down! Got to knock that ball down. You got to drive it into the ground. If you play tip drill, you're taking a risk.
So here comes a 50-yard attempt for the win. Here comes the kick. It is up.
Nope.
And it is no good.
No good!
And the Greenjackets live to play another day. Hold on.
That's it. Game.
And with that, your final score, your Greenjackets 20, the Destroyers.
The voice is drying up on me, Tim. You know the feeling.
Oh, absolutely, I do.
These two teams, who at the beginning of the night thought you'd have nothing to play for, played everything to play for, and the Glens Falls Greenjackets get their second win of the year. Get to go in 2 weeks to Lawrence, Massachusetts to play the Mill City Eagles, where in week 2 they won 14-0.
But Mill City had a different quarterback too in week 2.
Let's just do a quick recap of this crazy game. It started with the Glens Falls Greenjackets. Is that a fight going on?
Yep.
Oh boy, something's happening here. Uh-oh. Well, guess what? Just when you thought everything was okay, something happened. Well, we're not going to worry about that because this shouldn't be happening. You thought it was a clean game. All of a sudden now.
On behalf of her clip here, this is Dan.
Well, anyway, let's get back to what we are looking at here. And that is, Glens Falls Greenjackets won the toss. They deferred. On the first play from scrimmage, it was a fumble. Glens Falls recovered. It was 1st and 10 at the Granite State 21. A 5-yard penalty brought a yard drive ended with the Granite State Destroyers scoring on a Cruz Camaritas to Tyler Shattuck 27-yard touchdown pass. On the ensuing drive, then the Greenjackets would get the lead back after the onside kick, which was only went 9 yards. So the Greenjackets got the ball back at the Granite State 44-yard line. They would score on a Kyle Bernard 4-yard run. Excellent running. That was Kyle Bernard and James Prasio Jr. getting the job done. The 2-point conversion was good. It was 14-6. At the end of the second quarter, Granite State came right back. Cruz Camaritas, his 1-yard run on it was set up by an interception return by the quarterback on a on Caleb Condon. It was a long return, and the score was 14-12. Third quarter, no scoring. Go to the fourth quarter with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left. Cruz Camaritas would score on a 2-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion was no good. That was an 85-yard drive. So yes, the Granite State Destroyers scored on 95 and 85-yard drives. And then with 2:03 left in regulation, the Greenjackets would go 66 yards, ending up Jack Miller to Joe Wiggins for the winner. And then you saw at the end here, the Greenjackets and Destroyers, yep, it couldn't just end what it did. A penalty with no time left, 1 play left. They attempted a long field goal, which was no good. And the Greenjackets lived to play again in 2 weeks in Lawrence, Massachusetts, with a date with the Mill City Eagles.
Whatever got said, still trying to be kind of mediated, but nonetheless, it was great seeing both teams still come to midfield. Coach Rizzi, seemingly leading both teams with, I guess, some words of de-escalation and maybe a prayer or two as we have witnessed in a number of pro and semi-pro and collegiate games now over the last couple of years. So nonetheless, kudos to Coach Johnson, his entire staff, and way to go, Jack Miller. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep the text threads and the teams chats going with your receivers, the coordinators, and leaning on your lineman and Caleb Condon. Kudos to Condon too. It's hard. You're the veteran quarterback of this team. You took it to a championship 2 years ago, and classy by Caleb, having the kind of, you don't want to say handing down the guard per se, but to be able to hand the reins over to the offense and go back and forth with Jack.
This may not have been the season the Greenjackets had hoped for, because I always talk about this. In early April, we were at Glens High School for an exhibition game between the New York City Police Department. And the season looked so optimistic at the start of that. It was a rainy day, but you saw so many great things happen.
You saw a team down 28-0. They came back 28-26.
Right, and lost a tough one. But you looked at the optimism, and things happen over the course of a season. And it may not always work out the best way for it, but in the end, the Glens Falls Greenjackets live to play September football again against a team who they've had success with. The quarterback is different for Mill City, but the Greenjackets went on the road and played a perfect road game in week 2. You never know what's going to happen. And then, of course, the New England Bombers, who lapped the field. Guess what? There's playoff football, and the Glens Falls Greenjackets got their second win. It's been a tough road with all these trips down to Lansingburg this last 5 weeks. But in the end, Glens Falls Greenjackets win 2018. Tim, man, this has been one hell of a, excuse my language, 3 years, man. And we get to end this thing. Thanks to Pate Productions for allowing us to do this, making us look good and sound good. And Tim, you can say the same thing I did. You guys are the best. The people who tune in on greenjacketsfootball.com, listening to us, watching us on YouTube. Can't say enough to thank you and our sponsors who make these podcasts, these games happen on the wide web for everybody to enjoy. The kind words we get from the other teams who watch us, and when we've met these coaches saying what the good job we do. Big thanks to the Pape guys, because we couldn't do it without them, and they couldn't do it without us. So these last 3 years have been unbelievable. We can't wait for year number 4.
And kudos to Lansingburg. You welcomed this team, you opened the doors, and you provided a home when this team was basically a ship without a sail going through a narrow channel, and you helped to be able to provide a platform, a field where this team could play and play for another day.
Well, we're going to wrap things up here. Don't forget the Greenjackets' next game will be on the road in Lawrence, Massachusetts, Saturday, September 6th versus the Mill City Eagles, a 4-5 playoff game. But your final score, one more time from Lansingburg High School. It's the Glens Falls Greenjackets 20 and the Granite State Destroyers 18. For Tim Drawbridge, I'm Ken Lachese. Thanks for tuning in. You've been watching Glens Falls Greenjackets football all season long on greenjacketsfootball.com. Good night, and thanks for a great season.